Soon after we had to cancel our events, I was talking with Bernie Martin about what we could do to still keep the Grand Prix relevant and raise funds for our charities, and came up with the brilliant idea of shifting gears and encouraging our car club partners to get out and host their own events. I could go on for hours about how proud I am of the efforts they've done, but why don't we just let them tell you.
When we developed the Alfa Romeo Owners Club convention, we proposed to them that we've got these ready-made roads in the red belt, orange belt tours, and this would be a great thing to encourage all the car clubs. If we couldn't do a show to do some driving events and raise some money for charity and let everybody enjoy their cars in the summer.
Shifting gears required us to create new events, do things differently than we had ever done. We had to shift gears of our organization, and I was very proud of how our people did that.
Every year I like to do parade laps around Shenley Park prior to the big event in order to get into the swing of it. And this year, with everything being canceled and shifting gears, decided to invite my friends from the club to join me. And was hoping for about 25 cars, and we ended up with close to 100 cars on the weekend of the Grand Prix.
What was really heartwarming about Walnut Street was the donations we collected. But we got checks in the mail, we got PayPal donations, we got money given online. We did have some people that just happened to be driving down Walnut Street that night with money blowing out their windows.
Shifting gears for us meant stepping away from the traditional car show and finding new ways to raise funds for the charities of the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix.
So we had essentially 4 separate rides. 2 of them were the same, the Countryside Tour, which was held both in July and September, and then we held a charity run leaving from Mercedes Motorsports, and then we did another one out in Leechburg area.
One nice thing about shifting gears this year was that I was able to reach out to my own company, which is Dollar Bank, and have them match what we were able to raise.
Just helping our charities and to see all the car clubs coming together to just do what we have to do, it was awesome.
It was a chance to get out, a chance to do something important, and a chance to have relationship with people who have the same type of feelings that we do about the Vintage Grand Prix.
Countryside Tour once again was fully subscribed, and we had tremendous support from the Greater Pittsburgh MG Club and the Western Pennsylvania Triumph Association.
Kudos goes out to all the members of the Mercedes-Benz Club board, as well as all my colleagues at the Grand Prix for setting up and raising as much funds as we did this year.
The Greater Pittsburgh Mustang Club had hosted an Orange Belt tour on the same weekend that would normally be the race weekend, and we had some generous contributions from our club members, and the club had then voted to equally match the contributions, which helped as well.
When the Shifting Gears campaign came out, 2 Corvette clubs, Corvettes of Pennsylvania and North Pittsburgh Corvette Club, coordinated a day-long activity, and we had a Corvette Club challenge. The touching story of the day was we had an 11-year-old boy there, his grandfather brought him, and he walked up to both containers, pulled out 2 quarters and put 1 in each container. So truly that day, the person who had the least gave the most.
Bentley Pittsburgh decided to pair with the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix to help raise money this year for all the charities that they support.
So being a longtime enthusiast of 15 years attending the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix, and I love doing glass art, I combined both of those together to benefit the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix and their charities.
We've got a nice number of cars. Greatly appreciate what Jason and the others at Bentley Pittsburgh have done. It's a great day, and we've got a nice turnout of cars.
I want to take an opportunity on behalf of the board to thank all the volunteers, racers, car clubs that participated in helping raise money for our important charities.
During this pandemic, autistic people haven't stopped being autistic, and they need our services now more than ever. And likewise, the volunteers for the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix have not stopped working hard, as they always have, and in fact, working even harder with this hurdle that they have to overcome.
Thanks, Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix volunteers.
On behalf of AVS, we're incredibly grateful to the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix and its supporters for putting your hearts and souls into the Shifting Gears campaign.
I just want to say a big thank you to the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix.
I would like to thank you for all donations. Have a great day.
Thank you all and everyone for doing this for us. Hope to see you next year.
Every year, we're amazed at the incredible generosity of the people who participate in the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix. And this year, it was just absolutely outstanding.
So it's great at the end of the day that the Grand Prix is able to raise $60,000 for the charities that we have, with all the car clubs participating and driving the event.
Great thanks from all of us at the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix to all of those who participated.
I want to thank everybody that participated in each event this year, the captains that put it together, the individuals that put it together. I am very, very proud of our organization of the car shows.
I'm just so proud of all of our volunteers and car club members and sponsors that made this year possible.
Thank you.
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 The Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix now coming to the finish line at $60,000.